And if it rains, you can hide behind sunglasses, but how do you do it? We will look at you, and you will look at us. We will be the first malfunctioning mirror, the first wrong reflection. Try to imagine it. Roma against De Rossi, De Rossi against Roma. How wrong does it sound? It's the upside world, a road that leads you to the wrong direction. Seeing you there, in the correct stadium, but sitting on the wrong bench, defending who isn't ourselves. It's too much. Roma, Genoa, Buenos Aires, all connected by the sea. The picture in my head is very clear. Just like the sea brings everything back to shore, that same sea will bring you back here one day. Always and forever, but unfortunately not on Monday. In bocca al lupo. Daniele De Rossi. This is a very emotional game because De Rossi comes back home and life is full of parallelisms. Life is full of paradoxes. Who would have ever thought to put De Rossi against Roma in one sentence? Well, it is happening for the first time in a lifetime on Monday. I cannot imagine what he will feel. It's just a football game, of course. I listened to his press conference. I never listen to the press conference of opposing managers. I never do it. I only listen to the press conferences of our managers. But it's probably the first time in my lifetime that I heard the press conference of the manager that will face against us. Because it's De Rossi, and he said that too many people are speaking too much about this event. It's just a football game. It's a special game for him, but it's gonna be an emotional one, and I can't wait for it on Monday. I cannot wait for it on Monday, because it's gonna be regardless of the importance of this game. As always, every game is important. It really is one that I cannot wait to see. But let's speak about it, because we're coming from a defeat. Genoa are also coming from a defeat, which I actually think Genoa played a great game in that game that they lost against Atalanta. They went down by 1 man, basically 5 minutes into the game with their goalkeeper being suspended, and they managed to put a lot of grit into that game. And I think De Rossi, one thing that has changed Genoa from the beginning of the season with De Rossi's arrival is exactly this. A team that fights, a team that understands that they cannot reach certain objectives through the technical material that they have, because their team isn't amazing. But the only way to achieve certain objectives, in this case the safety from Serie B, is to compact together, is to fight together. And I think Genoa in the last games, which I disagree with the results. I think arguably, both with Inter and Atalanta, they didn't deserve to lose, and they lost. I think De Rossi is proud of the start that he's had at Genoa. And it's crazy to put this and to connect it into one sentence, but De Rossi will, of course, try to make us lose on Monday. A very important game. Gasperini speaks tomorrow. I'm very curious to listen to his press conference. I am very curious to listen to him because it's been, the last time we heard about him was after that Juventus game. I'm very curious to understand some lineup situations. If Dovbyk is back, I guess Dovbyk will start, considering what he said about Ferguson. I'm also very interested to see if he gives any hints on the transfer session. Zirkzee, Raspadori. I was watching the United game yesterday. Zirkzee got subbed in. And it generally feels like he doesn't want to be there anymore. He wants the move, you can tell also by the way he got subbed in yesterday. So a lot of things that need to be cleared away in tomorrow's press conference. But a game and a base that we can study, that we can analyze. I can give you my predicted 11 in this one, of course. Let me know your thoughts in this game. Are you excited, emotional for De Rossi's return? Let me know all of that in the chat. Also, I have a problem when it comes to December. Basically, all of my friends, now joking, but the majority of my friends, at least the most important ones, they're all born in December. So I missed the Juventus game because I had a birthday party. I have to miss this game on Monday because I have a birthday party. But I won't be leaving just like I did against Juventus. So the match reaction will come this time around, but I won't be at the stadium. However, if anyone wants to go, I will give you my ticket for free. I don't want anything in return. It's my season ticket. It's one ticket, unfortunately, so it's just for one person. But if anybody is interested, if anybody is in Rome, doesn't have a ticket and wants to go on Monday, send me an email, either in the email address below or an Instagram message on at Roma Theory, and I will give it to you because I don't want to waste it. I don't want anything in return for it. I will give it for free, and unfortunately, I will have to miss De Rossi's return. But yeah, I will watch it on my phone. Don't worry. So I will be covered for it on the match reaction. Okay, where do we start? I mean, Genoa, I think we said what we had to say. De Rossi came in a month ago, got the results that he needed to get in the first games against the teams that they need to compete against, tried his best against Inter and Atalanta when he raised the bar. I feel like, again, De Rossi, no De Rossi, let the emotional side of things go by. We're favorites in this game. You know, we are. I see us winning on Monday. I see us winning on Monday because I think this game, psychologically, this game has a psychological component to it, which is very important. And this psychological component is that you need to end the solar year as in the top four. You need to. That's an obligation. Seeing this start of the season, you need to end the solar year in that top four positioning. And it will help you psychologically if you do so. If at the end of this solar year, you're not fourth and Juventus are ahead of you, it will hurt psychologically for the remaining games, the two remaining games that we have in the solar year. So it is very important to end the year on a high, end the year as fourth, and keep it there to then be resumed in start 2026 in Bergamo against Atalanta and Gasperini's return. So this is a game that we need to win. This is a game that I have no doubts that De Rossi knows how to prepare this game. Because I think Genoa will park the bus in this game. De Rossi knows that a point at the Olimpico is a very important point. And with Fiorentina, who continuously dropped points today, you know, there's a margin for them to collect points and start building that gap. So I think their game plan is very easy. They're going to park the bus. They know, he perfectly knows that we struggle against low block teams, that we struggle to, you know, burst down low blocks. We need space for our players to flourish. This is something that our best games this season have proven. That Como game on last Monday, a few weeks ago, you know, that game was a game where Como left us a lot of space and we played a great game. I look at the Celtic game, a very open game. We stroll against low block teams. So De Rossi will come and park the bus, and you can't blame him for that. We need to try and cut the low block. The solutions that Gasperini will choose up front are going to be interesting. Pellegrini injured. Pellegrini will be out for the next 3 to 4 weeks. So Pellegrini will be back for the double game against Torino, Coppa Italia League together. He's going to miss quite a few games. With Pellegrini injured, we have an emergency. We have an emergency with Pellegrini injured. El Enawi at AFCON. You know, we have an emergency. Pellegrini's injury is the last alarm that we need signings, and we need signings early in January, ideally. Because, you know, we've got so many games in January that if you wait until the end of June to sign players, it's already a wasted chance. Because January is a month where we have so many games, starting from the first one against Atalanta. We have the Coppa Italia starting. We have the end of our Europa League group stage. You know, we've got too many games in January that we need signings. Pellegrini injured forces you to pick some players and to opt some decisions that I think aren't ideal, but we have no other solutions. So these will have to be the the solutions that Gasperini will choose for. I'm gonna go with the predicted 11, and then I'm gonna speak about the game a bit more. I just want to clear it out. I think the predicted 11 will be this. Of course, Ndika Afcon. I think Chilik in a back three against Juventus. This back three worked very bad. I think we left a lot of open spaces against Juventus, which is why I think we lost that game. Ziolkowski didn't play bad. Ziolkowski did not play bad at all. But I truly believe that in order to have one of the best defenses, communication is the most important puzzle to a strong defense. And I'm not saying that Ziolkowski in a back three limits our communication, because Ziolkowski against Juventus played a great game, but Hermoso, Mancini and Cilic can do it better. Hermoso, Mancini and Cilic have played together more often, and I think a good defense is a defense that knows each other. So the reason Ziolkowski played that Juventus game is because Hermoso was injured. But I'm gonna insist on this back three. I can see Ziolkowski starting. I really can. But I'm gonna stick with this back three because I think it's not bad. 4 in the middle, Wesley and Wrench need to start. I don't care. Wesley played great against Juventus, and Wrench was also pretty good against Juventus. They need to start. I think at time of speaking, they are our best fullbacks available. In the middle, Cristante Kone, and up front, Matti, Paolo, and Dovbyk back in a starting lineup. I don't know whether Dovbyk is able to start this game, which is why I want to hear what Gasperini says tomorrow, because I think he will tell us if Dovbyk is ready to start. Based on what Gasperini said about Ferguson, I do not expect Ferguson to start this game. If Dovbyk can't start, I don't expect Ferguson. If Dovbyk can't start, I expect another time Dybala playing as a false 9. Again, I said this yesterday. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Gasperini sending signals. And you're probably going, it's not good to send signals when it comes to costing points, because Dybala as a false 9 never worked. So insisting on Dybala or Baldanzi as a false 9 is wrong to do, because yes, okay, you need players, but adapt to what you have at time of speaking. I don't see Ferguson anywhere close to the pitch anytime soon. I just can't see it. I just can't see it, because if Gasperini was planning on continuing giving some time and space and minutes to Ferguson, he wouldn't have bashed him. I'm completely confident and convinced about that. Gasperini isn't stupid. If Gasperini bashed Ferguson, there's a reason behind it. It probably means that he won't start anytime soon again. So if Dovbyk isn't available to start, then I think Dybala will start as a false 9 again with Sule and El Shaarawy next to him. But I'd assume Dovbyk is back, and I think we play better with a striker, despite the fact that both our strikers aren't amazing. We do play better with a point of reference. So I am going to put Dovbyk back starting, and then Matti and Sule. I would start El Shaarawy ahead instead of Dybala. I would, but I have a feeling that against low blocks, you need short passes rather than tempo. I'm somebody who wants to see more tempo in our team. But if you play against a low block, it's very hard to play wide. It's easier to try and... I mean, you get the point though. I think if you play against a low block, you need technique to try and infiltrate them. So if you play against a low block, it will be harder for El Shaarawy to thrive, because El Shaarawy needs space. So I think Dybala and Sule, despite, in my opinion, not being a good combination, will start. Baldanzi can start. As I said before, I think based on what Gasperini said post-Juventus, based on the fact that technique will be very important in this game, I think Dybala and Sule will start together. Even though I'm not a massive fan of both of them playing, because I think when Paolo starts, Matti doesn't play well. when they start together. I think Matti is kind of ghosts. And there's a reason. It's not a coincidence anymore. It can be a coincidence after a game or 2 games. But every time Paolo starts, Matti isn't as effective. So I don't like them together. But I think Gasperini will pick them to start this game together. Yeah, look, regarding this game, what can we say? Lazio are currently playing in Udine against Udinese. Pisa Juventus tonight. I mean, I would love an upset, but I really can't see it happen. And then Milan, Napoli, Bologna, Inter play tomorrow in Bergamo. Interesting game. Teams can drop points, but you need to capitalize on your games. I think we'll win on Monday. But again, I see a very close game because we struggle against low blocks. We will eventually find a goal, maybe through a set piece, penalty kick or something. But we do struggle against these teams, despite being better than them. So that is what I think will happen on Monday. Very important game. I'm very curious to see what Gasperini says about tomorrow. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this match preview. I will catch you tomorrow with Gasperini's press conference reaction. Hit the like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. See you more out.